everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've been requested to do a background with Inktense. I was also requested to do a page out of a Hannah Carzon book, so I thought I'd do both at the same time. So I've gone for Summer Nights from Hannah Carzon, and this is the page I'm going to go for. I want pinks and purples. I might even use a white gel pen for around the edges of the petals on this one. I'm going to do a very similar background, just in a different colour than the same one that I did in Soulmates, the Phoenix one that I was working on in the last stream, just to show you how I did it. So the four colours, the four Inktense colours that I've chosen is Fuchsia, Carmine Pink, Mauve and Red Violet. So I'm not really going to go in with any specific order. I'm just going to put the colour where I see fit. And if you have used Inktense before, that you'll know that, you know, the magic happens when you add water to the page. I remember when I first looked at these in the store and I was looking at them in the tin, I was thinking, what's so special about them? And I didn't actually buy them on that day. It was a couple of weeks later actually before I actually bought them, but once I'd got them home and tested them out, I can understand what everyone was talking about. So that first colour was Fuchsia, then going in with Red Violet. Yeah, so I can totally understand what the hype is around these pencils. Definitely something different. I have got watercolour pencils, but these are definitely more pigmented. So I mean, there's no rhyme or reason where I'm putting the colours, I'm just dotting them wherever I see fit, and then we'll blend them out with the water later on. So I hope everyone is doing alright. I'm okay. I think I had a bit of a sickness bug at the start of the week. That's why I've been a little bit quiet. I managed to live stream on Tuesday, but apart from that, I've not managed to really have much time to do any sort of filming. So yeah, I'm just putting this sort of wherever. I'm sorry I didn't mention this one, Carmine Pink. I think what I'm going to do is stick to the main colours coming down the page, opposed to going all the way around like I did with the Phoenix page. This is mauve, dark purple colour, and the water brushes that I am going to use will be the Arteza. I might possibly use as well, I got some cheap watercolour brushes. They're not the aqua brushes, they're just normal watercolour brushes. I think for a pack of 10 or 12, I believe it was about £8, so I mean they're not great quality, they're not going to last forever, but they do the job. I can just replace them when needed. So this one's Red Violet. I did actually buy a little bit more expensive when I paid £3.50 for one watercolour brush, and I mean, because I'm not a professional, I don't see a massive difference in the quality of them, so I think I'll probably just stick to buying the cheaper ones, you know, and then just replacing them when needed. So yeah, I might even go over with a couple of layers of this depending how this first section comes out. I think I'll do this and then we'll wet it and then we'll move to this. By the time that we finish this part, this should be more or less dry. The smaller circles I'm not going to worry too much because I do want to go over with some sort of stickles, so I wouldn't mind there being a base colour there anyway. Oh, I found a new, I shared it on my Instagram, glitter that I was using in my finished page last night. Let me show you. Oh my God, it's just gonna. It's the wall embossing powder, but the sparkles one, and I used. Let me see if I can find it. Like this. It's a Quickie Glue Sakura. So it's the makers of the gel pens that I use. I actually got that tip from Colour with Claire. I saw the glitter video and I was coming and airing what I was going to use with that glitter, with the embossing powder glitter. So yeah, that's come to good use that now. It's absolutely amazing. Like I said, I have shared a little clip of it on Instagram if you are interested, but you'll see it in this month's finished pages anywhere if you've not got Instagram. So I'm trying my best. I assume that Alexa's just gone off because I've ordered something else from a tripod just to make it a bit easier to film. It's like opposed to it just screwing on now, and it's just like on a fixed bracket. It's like a ball, so it moves 360 degrees all the way around, so I can get some better angles. That's my hope anyway. We'll see. Right, let's go in with the lighter pink, carmine pink again. Yeah, I want to try and mess around with different angles and see what I can do with this camera and the software that I've got. I might as well try and use it now that I've got it. And let's go in with red violet. I did pre-sharpen these pencils before I started, but if you are, using a light hand, you shouldn't have to sharpen them too often. Just keep turning your pencil as you're colouring, so you're keeping the point quite sharp. I'm just going to try and mix it up a little bit now. And we'll go in with the deeper one, which is mauve. I always have to have my colour swatch chart right next to me with Inktense, because they look nothing like the colour of the pencil or the end, the dipped end. It looks nothing like it, the colour. I've made that mistake a few times actually. Right, fuchsia. Depending what sort of paper that you're using, let's say you're using the Amazon Create Space paper, I would suggest you put in a piece of cardstock behind just to protect the next page, but with this paper in this book, it's not a problem, so I'm not too worried about that. As long as I don't use too much water, it's fine. So I'm going to go over these little dots, like I said, just so there's a little bit of colour there. I think I'm probably going to have to bring it down here as well. I've seen this page done quite a few times actually, and it's beautiful the way that some people are doing it. I know it's an oldie this boot now, but it's still it's a good one. And this is one of my really old ones. I mean, I don't want to move it all the way across. I've got it right in frame there, but let's see if I can find on that side. I haven't done loads and loads in this one. Terrible, really. That's a really old one. That's a really old one. I think that was a tester page for different sorts of pencils. Trying to pull some of my older books out, opposed to keep buying new ones constantly and then doing 1 or 2 pages and then buying another new one. So I'm going to, like I said, work in my old ones for a little bit. I've done 2 out of the new Kirby book. I'm quite impressed with myself that I've managed to do 2. in the time that I've had it. I've not had it that long. What day? We're Friday. A week yesterday. So 8 days I've had it. And I've done 2 pictures out of it. And I think one of them was a double page spread, the dinosaur one. So if you've watched my videos for a little while, you'll know that I'm not one for, I won't spend 2 hours on one little area. I'm too impatient for that. I wish I could do that because the results are gorgeous. Some of the pictures that are out there that have been done, but yeah, I just have not got the patience for that. That's why I like the Inktense. I like watercolours, you know, anything that's going to make my life a bit easier. And then I will go over the top 9 times out of 10 with pencil anyway. But yeah. Right, so let's wet this now. I'm going to use, might possibly use, no, that's too thin. That one should be okay. So this is the Arteza Aqua brush. I forgot to fill it up with water, but I have got a jug of water at the side of me, so I will just dip it in. And I've got a tea towel, dip it in and wipe off the excess. And please do excuse my nails, I'm having a break from acrylics. There's no point me getting them done in the next couple of weeks because I'll be getting them done again to go away. So yeah, I do apologise that they're looking a bit horrible at the minute. I'm going to have to move this because it's in my way. To keep wiping the brush off as well, I don't want too much of the ink on my brush. But I hope, you know, it gives you an idea of what I actually do. I think I will end up going around the, if not the petals, definitely the gems with a white gel pen. So we're wiping off excess again, going in with a clean brush. I always say be careful of the edges, and as soon as I say that, I go at the edges. We've got a mad rush this weekend as well. We was going through all the paperwork for the Esters for the holiday that I had to do for me and my son, and I had a horrible sick feeling in my stomach and I knew something was wrong. I opened his passport up and it goes out of date next month. I mean, I don't know if you're aware, but you have to have at least 6 months on your passport to use it to travelling, for travelling. And we go away in less than 3.5 weeks now. So we've had to make an emergency appointment at the passport office to go down there tomorrow. Let's go through all the paperwork, and then it's 8 days after that it'll get sent out in the post. So I'm just hoping to God that it'll turn up on time. And if they say 8 days, it should be plenty of time. But how can we have not checked that? One of the most important things, but it just slipped our mind, unfortunately. You know, I'm concentrating when I go quiet. See, that's looking quite nice, that nice. Don't go on standby on my laptop. Just trying to be really careful in these areas. And the children break up today as well. It's half term from today. Both of them off school and nursery for a week. So it's good timing really, because I've got a lot to do this week. So my son can help me. Right. See, I prefer using different colours now for backgrounds, because I've found if I just go in with the Inktense with the one colour, it looks quite patchy. Whereas if you're mixing the colours together, you can get away with it a little bit more. It sort of looks like it's meant to be like that. Come and pull it downwards like this. And a good thing with Inktense as well, you can actually pick the pencil up and take the pigment off like that. I would be very careful doing it that way, because you can damage the pencils. So if you are doing it, do it to the very tip. I mean, don't go and do it right at the bottom, because you'll make it weak. So when you come to colouring with it, it'll just snap off. Or you could use a non-porous surface, like I use the Caran d'Ache. Gosh, what's it called? I haven't got the little plastic thing that it comes with now, but it's just a palette, so it's soft on one side and rough on the other. And I've used that with it, and I use that with my Inktense, my Neocolor 2s. But you could use porcelain plates, something like that, something that's not going to suck the ink up. Right, so we can let that dry now, and then we can start working on the other side. Right, so it's the same sort of thing. You're just going in, randomly picking areas, like colouring them, and then we'll go in and wet again. I hope I've explained this well enough. You know, there's nothing really difficult about the way that I colour. So I hope that you can, you know, copy and do the sort of same thing. Or at least give you some sort of inspiration. Or even if you wanted to use your old colouring books again. See, these two colours look so similar before you wet them. This is definitely more of a bright pink, and the other one's more on the reddish side. You know, one medium that I've not used in quite a long time actually, and I've been naughty not using that. I got the Inktense blocks. I just got a small pack to start off with, and, you know, just to try them. The 12 pack I think it was. Or is it 8? I think it's 12. Yeah, so anyway, I've not used them. I do struggle with them. I think they go quite patchy. I've just not practiced with them enough, I suppose. So I think I will do this as a colour along, possibly, depending on what you guys think. If you let me know in the comments, I'll happily finish it off on camera, otherwise I'll just finish it off in my own time. But the whole point was I just wanted to show you how I did the background in the Soulmates book, because I was asked. I was going to do a colour along in the pop manga colouring book, but there is quite a few colour alongs going on this month, so I thought it might be too many, and you know, people might not have time. That is more or less dry now. I have not sped this up, I think I've only paused it once, and then that was about 10 seconds, so that is in real time how long it's actually took to dry. So we're going to go in and wet this now. Some more water there, just try and blend it out. The only thing is with Inktense is once that colour is dried, there's no getting it all. Well, there's no like if you were using watercolour pencils, once that colour had dried, you could go in and reactivate it with water. You can't do this with Inktense. Once it's dry on the page, you're not removing it, unless you went over a white acrylic paint, I suppose, but I don't want to do that. And we will check, when I finish the background, we'll check the back side of this page, just to see if, you know, if it has bled through. I'm pretty confident that it's alright. I do like the mixture of that red and the purple together. I think that's really nice. See, I've missed a bit there, so I'll just use the extra pigment that's on the brush already. I'm having to turn my hand, it's a bit uncomfortable. There's too much water on there, that would have made a mess. I am adding a little bit more now, and it's a larger area that I'm covering. I just love that purple. Which one is it? That's the mauve. That is a beautiful, beautiful purple. So I hope that's giving you, you know, the idea of what I'm going for. And I would completely, 100% let that dry. I will leave that before I touch it again with Inktense. But I will go over it again, possibly in a couple of areas. You see here, I add a little bit more purple. So let me know, guys, if you want this as a colour along. I mean, I'm more than happy to do that, but if it's fine being as it is, then this is the background that I was requested to do. I've seen this page on the opposite side done quite a lot as well, so yeah, like I said, it will look better once we've gone over it with Inktense again. And maybe, I don't know, the top, this could be like the pollen falling out maybe. I think it'll look nice when the white gel pen's popped over it. But thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!